astronauts detect unidentified objects near Earth. NASA astronaut Gordon Cooper took a stunning picture of Earth from space in May 1963. And out of the shadowy depths of space, a weird green sphere materialized and drew near his spacecraft. Cooper noticed it for a short while before it vanished into thin air. "Whoa, what was that?" Reporters were advised not to inquire about the incident when the astronaut landed on Earth. Furthermore, that increased curiosity. What was it he saw? Welcome back everyone. In this video, we will be telling you all about the unidentified objects near Earth. After the Apollo 11 mission, the first person to set foot on the moon, Neil Armstrong, revealed terrifying memories to the press. According to reports, he alerted mission control about the enormous spaceships that met him on the moon's surface. After landing on Earth, Armstrong never commented on these words, and astronomers never noticed anything suspicious there. However, it's entirely possible that the famous astronaut was embarrassed to admit that he had already experienced typical hallucinations brought on by the stress that even the most trained individuals can experience. Don't forget that Armstrong, and not only the world, was the real hero of the entire lunar landing expedition. Strange occurrences continued to occur even after space flights were normal. Vladimir Kovalanek, a cosmonaut for the Soviet Union, made his third trip into space in 1981 and spent 2 months at the Salyut 6 space station. Kovalanek once witnessed an incredible sight in the porthole during this time, during a break between physical exercises he was performing. This enormous golden ellipsoid abruptly flashed the following minute. After emitting a second flare, the mystery item broke into 2 golden spheres covered in white smoke. The apparition vanished though, when the station passed into the shadow of the Earth. At first, experts on Earth held to the theory that Kovalanek observed the weird thing because he had been exercising earlier. Additionally, he might be short of air, given how small the station was. Very intense hallucinations can occasionally be caused by oxygen deprivation. The issue was that Kovalanek wasn't the only person on that assignment. His companion had also noticed the golden spheres. Ground stations also picked up a burst of radiation in orbit at the precise moment the flares above took place. In addition, the sensors monitoring Gordon Cooper's body failed to detect hypoxia, or a stress-induced raised heart rate, when he sees his green spheres from a tiny Mercury capsule. NASA's Australian tracking station confirmed the unidentified object had passed directly past his capsule simultaneously. Only one logical explanation is left if neither Kovalanek nor Cooper had hallucinations. What if space travelers spot actual, tangible items that share a common origin? Spaceman James McDavid saw what he subsequently described as beer cans with pencils sticking out of them when he peered out the viewport of his Gemini Force ship in the middle of the 1960s. Until NASA specialists showed McDavid this photograph, it was unclear what the objects were. In the multi-paned windows, it showed bold reflections. The astronaut had to admit that common space trash had duped him. And he wasn't the only one who fell for this joke. The International Space Station crew captured footage of a mysterious golden object drifting nearby in 2013. What source may it have been? As it turned out, that resembled a Zvezda service module antenna and was part of the space station itself. Conspiracy theorists only recently became aware of these objects while seeing a video from the ISS and promptly labeled them extraterrestrial. Even though they are extraterrestrial, these are merely the dried-up liquid waste that astronauts constantly discard in space. Since the original candidates for animal testing are still in the air, astronauts can even cross paths with dogs. However, there wasn't much human waste in orbit back when Gordon Cooper went to space. Therefore, the green sphere could scarcely represent closed spacecraft debris. Chinese astronaut Yang Liwei was aboard the Shenzhou 5 spacecraft in 2003 and enjoying his privacy when he heard a loud pounding outside. Liwei even peered out the porthole to locate the noise source, which sounded like a wooden stick hitting a bucket. But surely, there can't be any sounds in an atmosphere-less environment. After spending too much time alone, Liwei experienced an audio hallucination, according to scientists on Earth. And if there weren't other Chinese astronauts who reported hearing the same noises at least twice during the ensuing years, we might have to agree with them. You can easily feel one of those unidentified effects if you close your eyes. Apollo astronauts were confined inside a spacecraft and believed they were going crazy when they began to experience flashes every time they closed their eyes. Astronaut's eye was the moniker given to this phenomenon, which can never happen on Earth but turned out to be so prevalent and real. It took years for scientists to figure out that these flashes are caused by charged particles being blasted into the human retina by cosmic rays, even when the eyelids are closed. A swarm of fireflies was reported to mission control by astronaut John Glenn in 1962. Even the greatest minds at NASA spent a long time pondering what they saw through the porthole before realizing it was commonplace to most people. Set from space, it appears pretty strange. Glen's fireflies were condensation droplets that initially emerged due to temperature variations outside the ship and fell off the spacecraft's hull. As a result, this research assisted in determining what the weird sounds that Chinese astronauts had heard were. The idea is that, in addition to temperature variations, spaceships must continually contend with pressure decreases. As a result, their hulls frequently distort. There is air within, so it makes sounds that resemble door banging. But not even the baffling physics of space can account for all the bizarre events occurring in orbit. A camera deployed on the ISS in 2020 photographed the mysterious glowing dots in front of our globe and the northern lights. Some people believe that they were mysterious balls of lightning. However, they are mistaken, because this event can happen in space. Musa Manarov, a Soviet cosmonaut, was fortunate enough to turn on the camera in 1991 at the ideal moment and location. Unintentionally entering the frame as he was filming the spacecraft docking with the Mir space station was a bizarre cylindrical item. Manarov initially believed it to be a discarded rocket stage or some other type of space debris. But while that piece was floating around, an item like that would have either crashed to Earth or swept past him along in its orbit. Additionally, Matter adjusted his camera's magnification to its highest setting, making the enigmatic cylinder appear far larger than the largest International Space Station. Leroy Chiao, the commander of the International Space Station, was working in space in 2005 when he glanced down at Earth and noticed several light objects. They were traveling in what appeared to be an upside-down checkmark configuration. They couldn't be planes though. There's no denying that. Otherwise, it would have been technically impossible for each of them to have been outfitted with a powerful searchlight that could be seen from orbit. This makes me think that of Cooper's anxiety and those strange specks that appeared along the northern lights. Scientists are still unable to explain the Chiao occurrence with certainty. Story Musgrave, the only person in history to fly on all 5 space shuttle orbiters, alleges that he witnessed spaced swimming hollow tubes during at least 2 of his trips. Those items weren't drifting like pipes severed from the ship. Instead, according to the astronauts' accounts, they were moving variously. Those eels might have come from a highly developed extraterrestrial culture. What if he's accurate? Can there truly be a cylinder-shaped automatic station that is generally hidden from view and is run by aliens? They occasionally launch probe flotillas to gather data on the human race, and the tiny robot-like machines repair when something on the probe malfunctions. So perhaps Gordon Cooper's green sphere was a hello signal sent to greet the first space travelers. Cooper had dreams of connecting with extraterrestrial life for the rest of his life, and was certain that he had seen something that was not of this world. That is all for this video. We'll be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Until next time.